Welcome back, Two Fools, One Bourbon. I'm Justin.
I'm Matt.
This is fucking Matt. We also have Mike and Noah. If you tuned in to our last episode, we did 4 Maine distilling or distilleries, 4 offerings from Maine. But we talked a lot with Noah because he doesn't drink bourbon or whiskey very often or yet ever. So we were talking about some good stuff, or like quintessential. What is a Kentucky bourbon like? We happen to have on hand
Multiple Elmer T.
an Elmer T that we scored today on the drive up. So we thought, you know what? This would be a perfect
low proof
yes
example of what a Kentucky bourbon is.
Yeah,
not a great bourbon, but it's a low proof,
Yeah.
not entry level, but low proof offering of what a prototypical Kentucky bourbon can taste like.
Yes. So Elmer T. Lee is out of the Buffalo Trace Distillery, or Buffalo Trace owns it. How it all works specifically, I don't know. But this is mash bill number 2, I think is the official mash bill, which I don't think it's been legally dropped. People speculate on what it might have. But supposedly it is a high rye mash bill, which is my jam. We talked about a little bit before. Bourbon is at least 50% corn in the mash bill, so a high rye would then give it a high mash bill content on top
mash
of
bill
that.
is the ingredients list?
Exactly. All the natural ingredients, right, between corn, rye, and barley that go in a giant vat, get heated and ferment to create the actual whiskey. Yes. Yeah, so that's the mash bill. So this is going to be a fresh crack. This is 90 proof.
It's a good one.
Delightful.
It's a nice little...
Yeah.
Had a good ring to it.
If you don't know a lot about Elmer T. Lee, it is very difficult to find, especially up here in the Northeast. Roughly an $80 MSRP.
Which has gone up.
It has gone up. Yeah, this is an allocated bottle. If you see it, buy it. I mean, if you want it.
Yeah, in my opinion. In my opinion, don't buy it with high expectations. Buy it because if you see it, you're probably not going to see it very often.
Exactly.
It's a good one to have on the shelf.
Yep.
It's a good one to show off to people that come in and see your collection. It's not something that is going to blow your socks off.
I hate this bottle, by the way. Like this glass bottle, this shape, it just seems cheap to me. Like, I don't know. Do you like it? Do you think it's cool? I think it's ultra cheap.
I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess I don't have
So you like
many-
cheap things? I get it.
Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
No, I just like how they just have the name.
Sure. Well, it's kind of cool because the back sticker then has the face of Elmer T. Lee
Yeah.
on it. You can kind of see it through the juice. It's just pretty neat. It's got little handholds. I don't know why you really need that, but whatever.
Maybe after a couple of drinks.
I just think it's silly. It is supposedly a sour mash too, and I know I grabbed a Michter's sour mash, the toasted barrel sour mash the other day, and I really enjoyed it.
Much higher proof.
But no, it's 86.
The Michter's?
It's 86.
You paid that much for an 86.
I know. That is a problem that I don't like about it. But, I don't think I actually know what a sour mash is. What makes it sour? So you were the one with your phone out. You should answer this right now.
Oh, you want to look it up?
So what are we thinking just off the nose? Did you already drink some?
Yeah.
Such a turkey.
Okay, well, fuck it. Yeah, do your thing.
Like supposed to be a bit.
You talk about it.
All right.
All right, so the reason we're kind of doing this is because we had these 4 Maine distilling bourbons and whiskeys, and they're all kind of weird. They got weird stuff going on, and we were talking about that quintessential bourbon, what we're really drawn to. What are you thinking, with this versus those 4 other offerings that you had?
Yeah, so this would be the 5th bourbon I've had in my life. Obviously, I do know that it does taste different than the other 4 that I had.
Okay.
And I would probably, in my mind, say it tastes better.
Okay. That's
But
a start.
I'm not going with.
But you don't know why it's better or what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just say if you lined them all up, blindfolded me, I'd probably pick this one over the other 4.
Yeah, to me, this is the same like viscosity, and it's probably because it's just a lower proof. But this one you get way more oak and vanilla and maybe like cherry.
Oh, yeah.
And like those are like the traditional, or maybe not traditional, but like prototypical bourbon notes that scream bourbon to me.
Yeah, it's
This was
definitely
all
better.
like single malt and seaweed and like what the fuck. It was weird stuff, but this is like
Yeah, I get some sweet in this. Like,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
tastes good.
Yeah, like a little bit of like the brown sugar, like
Yeah.
sweetness, and you get from the oak. And of course, we don't know what the char level is for these barrels, but or the toasted and char or whatever.
yeah, like it's got like there's like some grape in there maybe, or
I can say the other, like as soon as I put it in, like I just want to swallow it. And this
that
one
is
I
a
can actually,
fucking sound bite. If
this
I
one
ever
I
heard
can
one.
actually like hold it in my mouth for a little while.
Yeah,
And
you're
like it
becoming-
doesn't, I'm
before
not like
swallowing,
this is gross.
You're
Yeah.
becoming a pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
That's
We,
it.
I
But
feel like
thank you
we have
for
said those
having-
same exact words,
And
I
it
don't-
it sounds neat when we say
I'm
it too.
gonna hold this in my mouth for so long. And, fuck, that's not what I meant. And, yeah. But yeah, I agree. Like, it sucks because I feel like this is a lower score for me, but it's higher right now based off of where I'm coming from.
Maybe, and I think we're not going to score it, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Because I think Matt and I would like to actually do I'm not going to say this is not a legitimate episode, but like a real sit down episode.
Yeah,
with
I
this.
mean, I've had 4 plus a million
Yeah,
ultras.
yeah.
like-
So we're not going to score this, but we are going to ask Noah, based off his 3 2s and a 3 on the other ones, what would you give this bottle?
Oh, all right,
Comparatively.
yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for sharing it.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. If it's so hard to find, that's awesome. I'd go with my limited knowledge of
okay.
bourbon.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm going with like a 6.
6. Okay, so that would be that's above average, right? If we're going 0 to 10, it's definitely above 5.
Definitely
so
like way
high
better
average.
than the other ones I just tried.
Awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, and so, so you say it's way better than like what we had. So now you kind of get like why we kind of gravitate more toward this style, if you will,
Yeah.
versus kind of like these all these. I don't know if the camera can see me pointing at the things on the floor, but they all have like a different vibe. Like something completely different is happening with all of them, right? When you start getting into a lot of the bourbons, there's a lot of similarities, but smaller differences. Where these are just so drastically different, right? Between the seaweed and
I
the
have
peanut
never-
butter and
yeah,
like all these
exactly.
funky things
I've
going
never
on.
had a Kentucky bourbon and thought seaweed, peanut butter.
Yeah,
You know, you definitely get some
Exactly.
single malt vibes on some of them, but usually they're marketed as a single malt peated product.
Yeah.
So like, but when you go to Kentucky bourbon, it's all the same, like Venn diagram, right, of notes that you're gonna pick out. And there might be some variances, like one's heavy vanilla, one's heavy dark fruit, whatever.
Right.
But it's all the same family.
Which-
the main ones are like, what the
Yeah.
these are weird.
they are weird. Which
Yeah.
which is what I like about that bourbon, because the bourbon does have those guardrails, right? It has that. It's got to at least have 50% corn. So you got to have that ingredient. It needs to be 4 years old. It needs to be in charred American oak. It needs to be in the U.S. and it needs to go in the barrel at no more than 125. So you do have these like guardrails,
Yeah.
and then you make adjustments all within there. So you always have like this base framework to start from, and then you start getting into the different differences, whether it's high rye, low rye, 4 grain. But like some of these other offerings is just a complete
Yeah.
niche, unique something.
And they're all young
Like,
too. Like all the
yeah.
main ones are like 4 years or younger.
Right.
I don't know if we have any up there, but you know there are some Kentucky bourbons that are 21 years, and those are like super oaky and like the mouthfeel.
Because
like
they're
it's like,
getting more from the barrel. Right?
yeah,
Exactly,
like it's
yeah.
like it's higher proof,
Yeah.
and it's like oil in your mouth where it's like it just coats your
So
entire.
the
Well, it's
longer
also-
the longer they're in there, does it make it more alcoholic or less
Yes.
alcoholic?
No, more.
More.
Because it's like they call it the angel's share. It's evaporating. The water is evaporating
yeah, that makes
out,
sense, yeah.
right? So you start with 53 gallons if it's a full barrel, but depending on the year, there might be 40 gallons left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some are like proof down, So like you can have an older age statement, but then they dilute it or something to kind of, and not like I'm no expert, right? But like there's science behind the entry proof versus the exit proof, and if it comes in at a high proof and then it exits as a high proof, well then that means a lot was diluted, or sorry, enters as a low proof, but then exits as a high proof. Well, then that means the water evaporated, and you get a lot of that flavor from the barrel or the
And that's why
finish.
the temperature and where they are in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that drives how
Yep.
much it evaporates
Right. Yep.
and whatever. But, and then there's like, well, if it enters at a lower proof and then it exits at a lower proof, there must have been some dilution or diluting that happens in between. So it may have some flavor, but then it's maybe a thinner mouthfeel because there's higher water content or whatever, right? So you'll get higher age statements that are lower proof and it has good flavor, but it may not have that oily feel. And then you get higher age statements that are higher proof, like this Hazmat, where they didn't dilute it and it's just burning your face. But you know, some people want that.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole spectrum in between of variances with char and toast and
Right.
age and
Yeah.
oaks. And,
Yeah, and then there's other things too where if it comes out like ultra high proof and then they dilute it down after the fact, they're adding water after the fact. Where did the water come? Is it Kentucky limestone water or whatever? But that water hasn't aged in the barrel, so it actually hasn't taken any barrel like flavors from the oak. Where sometimes if it goes in at a low proof, I think if it goes in at a low proof, I can't remember, but specifically, but if the water has aged with it in the barrel, then it's taking on some of those flavors. And yeah, in the heat of down south, it's like the thermal cycling. So the barrel is expanding and contracting, and its pores, right, in the fibers are opening and closing and stuff. So it's getting all that, you know, the magic out of the fucking wood.
Pretty deep shit.
Yeah, deep shit.
dude, it's
Wicked
it's
deep.
chemistry. It's
Yeah,
literally chemistry, and there's so many fucking variables on what you can do and what you can make and then what you can finish and what you can add to it and smoke it versus filter it versus whatever, dude. There's a million.
Yeah, they'll take like an oak.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say like you talked. It popped in my head. Like they'll take a barrel and let's say all the staves, which is the slat, right, of the barrel. Let's say they're all American oak. So you got like American oak barrel. But then sometimes they'll build one. They'll throw like a couple French oak staves in that barrel. They'll add some other things in that barrel, so then you get some different flavors out of that. Then they'll also do stuff where they'll finish it in the same barrel, but they'll like put in like inside the barrel. They'll like slide in
drop
French
staves
like
or
like
whatever.
chips or like slivers and stuff of different wood types to like then sit and age a little bit longer, like inside the juice itself, to like give it some other, you know, aspects, or like French oak or some other things.
Maple.
Yeah.
Birch.
Oh, there's a lot of whiskeys. There's a lot of whiskeys that they'll put in.
All right, fuck you, no. Fuck you.
There's a lot of whiskeys.
Pine.
Ugh, gross. There's a there's a lot of whiskeys where they'll have a cask and they'll have had maple syrup in it, and all the syrup's out, and they'll take the bourbon and dump it back in there, and it gets like super sweet and like really thick. Some of those are really good, but they're just very desserty.
I mean, we're talking about the bourbon.
so
There's a
sugary.
whole science behind barrels and how they're made and how they're aged.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
how they're just,
I was gonna say buildings, like
yeah.
the Blanton's was the first one to use like a metal framed building,
Yeah.
and then where they're at in the building, what height
Yep,
they're
what
at, the
Exactly.
higher
floor
up,
they're on.
the higher up
Oh,
gets more
yeah.
heat during. Yeah, the whole.
There's a dude in Maine who, I don't know if he's building the barrel, but he's getting the barrel and he's doing like centrifugal force to either flavor. What was Mike telling us about? Where if you wanted like a maple finished barrel, he was putting maple syrup in there and then like spinning it around for some period of time so that the maple is
So like impregnating into
yeah,
the
like the syrup, it gets ingrained. You know,
I don't remember this conversation at all. Was
Yeah.
I drunk?
on camera, no.
Okay. I literally do not remember this.
Oh, I forget. We'll have to ask him. You know, like
This is
normally.
made in oak, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally, like barrels, like there's an age statement behind them, and like they go through a seasoning process with char and toast and whatever. Well, there's a dude in Maine, of all places, he's got this like system where something that normally takes 6 months or whatever, he's doing in days or weeks.
That's cool.
And it's doing it through putting something in, spinning it around. You know, like take a bucket of water and you spin it around, right? Like it sucks to the edge. Same thing with the barrels.
I was gonna say the Jefferson's Ocean, isn't that the idea? They put them on ships or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
age for
HC,
7 months at sea
HC,
or whatever.
Washes
Yeah.
around and
Yeah.
mixes it up quite a bit.
Yeah, it gets that salt influence or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
It's
wanna
all
look
super
more
cool.
into that, so,
Yeah.
What I like about it is like there's so much variance, right?
Right.
And what's really cool, I think, about some of these single barrel and these private picks is you're having a bourbon that nobody else will ever have, or like there's 200 bottles or whatever that came out of that barrel. Beyond that, nobody else will ever have that recipe that you just had.
And I don't think we didn't really talk about that. So like we mentioned like the single barrels, it's like one barrel poured out, it's in bottles. Well then they'll do these store picks in these places like what Matt has is what we're gonna jump into real quick for funsies is Public Barrel. They're an NDP, so it's a non-distiller producer NDP. So basically, they don't distill their own whiskey. They get their whiskey in barrels from another distillery because they distill so much that they have too much, so they'll sell to other people.
Alright.
And then they'll put their own label on it. And some NDPs, what they'll do is they'll go to the distiller and they'll like handpick, they'll taste little tastings out of all these barrels and find like they're like, whoa, this is crazy good. We want this barrel. And they might do something with it. They might finish it. They might change the label. But anyway, no, you're good. You're good. But yeah, so there's this whole other world of NDPs that are doing stuff with distilled, previously distilled whiskey. I don't know whose juice this is. So what I mean
It
by
was
that is
distilled
like
in Georgia, so
So
it
is it-
could be a lot.
Georgia. Who's in Georgia
I
for a
don't know.
distillery?
I guess that's good.
So anyway, we got this. Shout out to Talic.
Sweeter.
What else is their
Talic
name?
Liquors or Talic Bottle Shop in
Yeah.
Sacramento.
California.
Absolutely fantastic store. This is one of the first Public Barrel store picks that hit a shelf in California. So super cool offering from them.
Yeah, the label is really really cool. It's got this Marvel theme, a Wolverine like character, and a Hulk like
large green guy.
character.
With the purple
The
pants, yeah.
incredible barrel. It is really cool. It's a super cool label. But
It's-
this is
It's an
Hazmat.
11-year, 80 corn, 10 rye, 5 wheat, 5 barley.
4 grain.
4, is
Yeah.
it what it say on there?
No, you have 4 different label things, so it's 4 grain.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
just real quick,
Um,
this doesn't smell like that. It smells good to me.
It doesn't at all.
It smells really good.
So
Yep.
go if you want. You keep going.
No, you're good.
No, we
Hammer
just
down.
Mike just said hot. It's 144.7 proof. This is so they call them hazmat when they're over 140 proof, and it's literally hazmat because you cannot put it on a plane.
I hate that word literally.
I hate the
No.
way it says it.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. I do
He
it
does
do
say
it like
that.
all the
Fuck!
I do it like all the
Literally.
the neat influencers that
Yes.
are always saying
Literally.
literally.
I could literally knock them
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
out.
So anyway, it's called hazmat because it's too high.
So,
it's too volatile
you-
to put on a plane.
Cool.
You say it's not that hot. Stick your nose in there.
Yeah. Dude, that's not bad.
It's
No.
not bad. It's like obviously higher proof than everything you just had.
Oh,
good.
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
And
I
it,
think it smells smooth. Like it smells good.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
smell like
sweet.
different to me.
It's sweet.
yeah, it's sweet.
You can definitely get some. You can definitely get oak notes out of that. Maybe some caramel or caramel.
fucking. Yep, all those things.
Yeah.
I like. Sure, this is your 5th or
Sixth.
6th.
This is a
Yeah.
fucking.
So-
this is a whopper.
You're-
Basically a pro now.
Yeah, well, and your palate is warmed up at this point, and you know
You're primed.
whatever
It's
that
Cool.
means.
It's a cool bottle.
Your
I'm kind of
taste
upset I
buds,
didn't buy one.
your taste buds and your nose notes are going to be a little bit more cooked. If this was the first of the night,
He would have been fucked.
it would have been interesting to go that route, right? But okay, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Finish it off with a hazmat. Sick. Dude, Noah is fucked. smells really good. It really does. It definitely getting some ethanol out of that nose, but
It doesn't burn as bad as the other night. But
It burns a lot more than I thought.
yeah. Well, and so like the initial tingle is one thing, and then you swallow it and you can feel it going down.
Yeah.
You can
I'm not getting too much there.
No.
I'm getting it more on the lips, which actually my lips feel.
I got a lot on the lips.
So
yeah, I got a lot on the lips, but then I swallowed it and I got a lot going down.
Yeah.
It's good right now. Like it settles quickly.
Tannin, is it like a high tannin?
I feel like I
Getting
get
that?
a lot of high tannin in there.
Okay.
Yeah. What I like about it is it's really sweet. It's
Really?
yeah. I get
I'm almost feeling like I'm missing the brown sugar and caramel.
okay. Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
get-
getting it in the nose and the color. There's very viscous mouthfeel,
yeah.
but I don't get a burn on the finish much at all. It's more like the
I get a
front
lot
where
of
I
burn.
get the
Yeah.
burn.
A lot of
Yeah,
burn.
I get the I
It
get the
smells
lip
awesome.
tingle. I get the lip tingle, which I
Tastes
really
awesome.
like. But I get the like I can feel it moving down, 100%. I can feel it. And I get like past the burn, I get a lot of sweetness, which I really like.
Sure.
I don't like
Yep.
like if this was like a rye spice, I don't think I would enjoy it as much. But
Yeah, it could
the
be hard.
burn plus the sweetness is really enjoyable for me. The first night, the fresh crack of this, I will admit that I could not finish the glass. I poured a pretty hefty one, but I had to add some water to try to dilute it down.
Yeah,
it was rough.
The proof on my
This
lips
is
and
a-
gums are super.
This
super
is a
high.
much nicer experience right now, and
Yeah.
maybe it's because we've had 5,
No, I think
and it's
it's
been
good.
open for a few weeks, and like it's opened up a little bit. Much more enjoyable, but yeah, it burns. It burns.
It burns so
It
good.
burns so good.
Burns so good. Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. I'm kind of upset I didn't get one.
They
But
still have.
they still have some. Yeah. So super cool. Do we want to score this fella?
Ah man, I mean, we're 6 pours in like
Okay.
1.
Yeah,
and a half
I'm
hours.
happy if we don't score it. If we
Yeah.
want to do like at some other point like do a store pick day, and we'll hit a couple. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I do have a score in mind, but
I have a
don't-
number. Let's just fucking
I
throw
just
out
don't know if
numbers.
it's like-
Let's do it. But it changes all the time. I feel like
Yeah.
it changes all the
Okay.
time. Like we
I'm
talked about the HH19 and 90,
Okay.
right? So
I'm an
there's
8-4.
definitely moving.
I'm an 8-4.
I'm an 8-3.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Again, I don't.
It is
I'm not.
hot.
I'm not a high rye, or like I don't want to say I don't like them. I just
This
don't.
is low rye.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I like a high rye. I don't feel like I know how to drink or appreciate it. This has like the sweetness and the high proof burn that I think I like. So,
Yeah, this is
I'm in.
this is definitely not something you want to have every day, but I think when your day sucks, this is great.
That's a wild statement. When you're depressed.
Mike,
get
do
drunk
you
on
have a
this.
number? You got a number in mind?
I was gonna go. See, I think I'd like this, or like to try this with some ice. So I'm gonna like go with ice.
With ice
Okay.
or with water?
Either way.
Oh, ice is weird.
All right.
I
I don't.
think
Yeah, so Matt and I have had this conversation a few times because it's come up. I used to have it on ice. Then now I just drink neat, and now if I have it even cold neat, it seems so weird.
Yeah, no, I would either put water or ice on it.
Okay.
Because I feel like that burn just lasts too long for me.
I didn't think at all.
Yeah,
It's kinda funny how
I was
that
gonna
works.
go lower, like
Like I'm still getting the
Yeah.
chest burn.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it's completely gone.
it was a little warm for me, but I'd say like 5-8.
Okay, 5.8 still a buy.
Do you remember what you were on the Onyx and Amber?
The 20-year
Yeah.
American Night.
Because I want to say
You were higher than that, I
you were
think.
in the 6s on
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
If you had to throw a number, Noah.
Well, going off of what you guys were just talking about, like I don't have the burn anymore, but it did burn a ton, way more than any other ones I tried.
Okay.
I liked the smell of that one
Yep.
more than any of the other ones.
Cool.
But I didn't like the taste as much as the other one.
Okay.
So I'd go with a 5.
All right. 5.8s here.
I mean,
You're a 5?
5-8.
Yeah. Dude, fucking Public Barrel.
it's a
Talic. Fucking hell yeah.
it's a really
Thank
cool
you.
pick, especially with
Yeah,
the
it's
first
super
one in
cool.
California. I don't know much about Public Barrel, so I'm excited. Based off of this one, I'm excited to see what else they come up
Absolutely. And so something interesting too, Noah, since we have you here, right? So we talked, we grabbed some Maine stuff, right? And then we hit the like kind of quintessential Kentucky style with the Elmer T. Lee. Allocated bottles really hard to find. Everybody's hunting them, sort of thing. And that's like where Matt and I kind of like really flourished and starting here. But we have 100%.
We're a peacock.
We have fully moved. I mean, we're still grabbing allocated if we see them, right? But we don't necessarily care so much. But these store picks, these NDPs
We
doing
didn't even talk about that.
really cool stuff
So
with single barrels, adding these cool labels, finding these really neat things like that's like where we're getting drawn to now, instead of like this ultra popular allocation.
Shuffles.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So yes, and you can cut this out. I don't really care. I think it's super cool. Cut me off if you're over it. Like Elmer T. Lee is like a Bud Light, like a good Bud Light because it tastes good, but it's like you can have one now and you can have one 5 years from now, and it's supposed to be the same. There might be some variances if they change the mash bill or whatever. What's cool about these store picks is like, or clubs, I should say, is like they have the same people doing the selections, and they have preferences and palates that might resonate with you or they might not, right? So like we're in a club that I think you have really connected with, Flintlock Barrel Society.
Yep.
The picks that they come out with they're amazing, and it's like it's based off of them selecting samples of barrels that they're trying and then picking the one that resonates with them. So you can go to a barrel club and be like, man, I've had 3 or 4 of your picks and they're phenomenal. Whatever else you come out with, I'll buy, because I'm confident.
Yeah,
that's
okay,
gonna
I
be
get
good.
that. Yeah.
And then you can go to other barrel clubs and you can like try something and be like, okay, that was good. I'm in, but like I might not buy everything that you guys push out. And it's like people will go for the shelfers based off of taste and allocation,
Like style
like
almost,
hard
yeah,
to find, hard to
yeah,
find.
You would appreciate the style of the guy that's doing the picking.
Yeah,
and the guy that's doing
absolutely.
the picking,
Yep.
So you're
What we have found is like the private picks, the barrel clubs that are doing their own thing. Holy shit. They're not allocated in the sense that you're going to walk into a store and happen to see one on the shelf. They're allocated that you need to know that this group exists and you need to be in there and be one of the first people to say, yes, I'll buy it. But holy shit, they are pushing out amazing stuff.
It's like niche. It's like a
Amazing
niche
stuff.
barrel every time, and it's always something good. And a lot of the barrel clubs are getting something from a distiller or an NDP, a non-distiller producer, and they'll taste like multiple barrels. Like, hey, I'm gonna go to River Roast and I want a rye, and they'll be like, hey, cool, we'll send you 4 samples of 4 different barrels of ryes that we have. Maybe it's a different age statement. Maybe they were, this one's NGP, something grain company, MGP, fucking Midwest Grain Products. Yes, products. So they distill a fuck ton of whiskey and bourbon, and they put so much out on the market, and people will taste certain stuff, and these other NDPs will go to them and they'll taste specific things like, oh, these 3 barrels, with 53 gallons in each one, roughly, depending on how old it is. This is amazing stuff. We're going to buy them from you and we're going to put them in our own barrel. Or maybe we're going to buy them from you and then we're going to do something different. We're going to put it in a different barrel. We're going to finish it. Or we're going to age it even longer in a different climate. And then, there's only like 200 bottles ever made. Like, that's it. And you have to know people to kind of know, and it's happening all the time. There's millions of bottles happening all the time, but it's so fun. You get to know some people. You get to talk to some different distillers. You get the flavor profile of different clubs. You're like, dude, these guys pick bangers.
You're almost looking at them
so cool.
as a distiller.
Yeah.
Right? So like Buffalo Trace, you've had their shelfers. They're good. And then you get into these private barrel clubs where you've had a very, they pick high proof, low proof, rye, bourbon, whatever. They pick a variety of stuff, but they're all really good. So you start to treat them like the distillery, where you're picking a variance of products and and juice and whatever, but like it's all really good. And you're never going to find this stuff again because it's all single barrel in that moment. It's the reason we're poor. It's the reason this is fucking
super fun. Yeah. Getting these things, and everyone will do some cool label, and so it's super
Can
fun
anyone
and crazy unique.
Make their own club? Or?
Yes. You could do whatever you want. It's legalities and trying in states and depending on how liquor is controlled. It's all weird.
You're a consumer. There are 100 clubs out there. It's almost like chance or word of mouth or whatever, where if you're getting people, like we go to certain clubs because we've had their products and we know that they're good. So whatever the next product is, we are confident that it's going to be good because we believe that their palate is something that meshes well with us. As a new consumer, like for us to be able to attract, like we want to do a barrel pick. How do we attract Noah in?
Right. Okay.
You know, other than like, hey, support us, you would have to try our other selections and be like, oh yeah, these are good. I like these. I think I'll try whatever you guys do next. So yeah, anybody can do it. Now being able to sell and move the product, there's the logistics issues. But then there's also like we need to go convince 200 people to buy our bottle, and we need to do that either through friends and hope that you guys support us, or putting out other good products and creating a reputation where other people agree with our palate or think that they can trust us or whatever. So like it is very much like a distillery in the sense where you're creating a product and you're pushing it out. As a barrel club, you're not creating the product, but you're putting your name on it. And if you put your name on shit bourbon that nobody enjoys, nobody's gonna buy your stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what. So whoever distills the whiskey, I mean, they're trying to get rid of their barrels, right? They don't want to maintain stock forever, and so that's really what happens with a lot of these clubs and also these NDPs like River Roots. We got Public Barrel. We got I don't know whatever New Riff. We got Short Barrel. All these different like whiskey bourbon producers are taking huge amounts of volume. Like we were talking to this guy that's down in Kentucky that has a really big presence on social media. His name is Jay. Woodford Bourbon Guy is what he goes by as a handle. We got a pick from his group, which was a 20-year bourbon or whiskey. It's called an American light whiskey. It's 99 corn, 1% barley. It's owned now by MGP, Midwest Grain Products, but it was distilled originally the first time and then put in a barrel by Seagram's, a Canadian company, right? The 20-year American light whiskey. It's so old. It was Seagram's. MGP bought Seagram's, and now it's MGP.
Yes.
So it's like it's really cool what happens over a bunch of years.
Like
and they made so much that they don't have enough to put under their own label like Seagram's or whatever. So they sell off lots to like other places, and they buy it and put it under their own label. They do different things with it. It's super cool.
There are entire brands. If you go into a store and you look at all the bourbon bottles on the shelf, there are some that are distilling literally their own recipe and providing it. And then there are some that are buying juice or buying barrels from those companies and maybe doing something, maybe not, and they're putting their own label on it and saying this is our product.
That's pretty cool.
It's a wild business model. It's a wild. It's so cool. What is happening with I don't know. I feel like maybe this has been happening forever, but I don't know. I feel like it's really blossoming to something really, really neat. More kind of like microbrewish, if you will. Obviously, everyone's not distilling their own thing, but they're like doing different takes. And I don't know. It's awesome. You fall asleep.
I was just gonna say.
On that note,
I was just gonna say.
What the fuck?
Your breath smells really good.
Well, that's better than really bad.
Yeah.
So, on that note, thanks for joining us. 2 Fools, 1 Bourbon. Follow us on Instagram. Check us out on Discord. Have a conversation with us. Whatever. I don't even know. All right, 2 Fools, 1 Bourbon.
See ya.
Peace out.